Dino See, Dino Do is a very fun, beautifully animated Mickey Mouse Funhouse episode. This is the first segment in the 18th episode of the second season, and in this one they're off to prehistoric world and they meet two baby dinosaurs called Daffodil and Stella. And they are rather adorable. The animation of the characters is absolutely wonderful. The design of prehistoric world is just stunning. Visually, it's gorgeous. And the narrative focuses mostly on Daisy and Goofy. Now, the characters have all been told by Funny that they're not to do anything too dangerous because Daffodil and Stella are still very young dinosaurs. They're still learning to do things and they're not capable of things that older dinosaurs might be. So they need to be careful and not do anything that Daffodil and Stella might copy. Daisy and Goofy decide to not pay attention to this, and when they think Daffodil and Stella aren't looking, they go off and do things such as climbing over rocks and going down a water slide, and needless to say, Daffodil and Stella think that those activities look like fun, and they get themselves into a bit of a sticky situation, quite literally on one occasion. The main message there, of course, is actually something that I never really thought about that much. But it's about showing that you need to be careful around younger children because not every child is going to be capable of doing things for older children. Now, I'm the oldest child by 10 years, so I didn't have a much younger sibling when I was growing up. But I imagine it must be quite difficult if you're maybe, 7, 8, 9 years old and you have a younger sibling of maybe 3 or 4 years old. You might play together nicely, but sometimes the older child might want to do things that the younger child isn't ready to do or isn't capable of doing, but a child of 7 or 8 year old might not fully grasp that yet. Because, well, if they can do it, then why can't their younger sibling? They might not really realise the development stage of the younger sibling. And I think it's really, really fascinating and provides some really useful, potentially life-saving food for thought because siblings do play together, but if there is an age gap, even if it's just, a year or two, when you're that age, that can be significant for a child's abilities, and it's not something I ever thought about. So credit to the episode for actually telling a pretty interesting story with some adorable dinosaurs and beautiful animations. My favourite bit in the whole thing is the water slide. It looked beautiful. I love the design of it. Really great fun with that. And of course, the young dinosaurs were too young to go down the water slide, but Goofy and Daisy were not mindful of that at all. I think it's a really important topic that I had never really given much thought to, and I think a lot of children watching it, particularly those with either younger siblings or younger neighbours or even just friends who are maybe a little bit younger than they are just not as capable with certain activities as they are, it can help remind them or encourage them to think about others' abilities too. And I think that that's a really important message. And it's done with a beautiful animation, a fun narrative with some dinosaurs, but a pretty important message. All things considered, this is a pretty great episode. Dino See, Dino Do is a solid segment of Mickey Mouse Funhouse.